Hey YouTube world, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a short Vinyasa flow sequence that is going to build up into Scorpion Pose, which is a pretty deep back bending while being inverted. Okay, so this will be a fun one. We'll take it nice and slow and see where we can get to today. If you do need to do your inversions near a wall, then just make sure that you're set up for that. Okay, so setting up your mat and doing your practice by a wall, this can make you feel a little bit more confident and less afraid of flipping over. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll start sitting comfortably on your mat, hands on the knees, sitting up tall. Shoulders relaxed. And just start by taking a few deep breaths in and out through your nose. Slowly breathing in. Slowly breathing out. Taking the first few moments of our class to focus on our breath, to connect with our breathing. Especially when we're doing back bending postures, it is so important, right, to focus on the breath and let the breath guide the movements. Letting the breath lead us into these heart-opening postures. Using the breath to create space in the upper body, in the chest, in the torso, in the upper back. So continue to focus on your breathing and observe each inhale, each exhale. All right, start to gently open up your eyes. Take an inhale and sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers and spin the palms up. Gaze towards your hands and breathe here. Draw your lower belly in and reach your hands a little bit higher. Stay for 3. Stay for 2. And 1. On your next exhale, release your arms by the sides. Oh, hello. Okay, I'll try to work with her here. Don't move too much, okay? Okay, now let's take our hands forward. Bring your hands and knees to the ground, coming into this tabletop position. Okay, hands right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. A few cat-cows here just to get the spine moving. Take an inhale. Let your belly drop down, tailbone pointing up, look up. And then exhale, round the back. Squeeze in the tummy, tuck your chin, gaze towards your belly. Again, inhaling, arch the spine, create a little bit more back bend than before as you look up. Exhale, rounding the back, squeezing in the tummy, curling in the tailbone, look at your belly. One more, inhale for that cow pose, chest facing forward, look up. Exhaling for that cat pose, round the back, squeeze in the tummy, gaze at your belly. Okay, come back into a flat back. Take your hands forward, one tiny step. Open 10 fingers wide, toes on the floor. Lift the knees and just send your hips right back into downward facing dog. For the first down dog, take whatever movement feels good in your body. Right? Bending the knees, pedaling out the feet, rolling up the ankles, whatever feels nice here. Maybe moving the hips side to side could feel good as well. Okay, start to settle into your downward facing dog, slowing your movements down, finding stillness. Continue to open all 10 fingers very wide, pressing both your palms down into the mat. Squeeze in your lower belly, gaze towards your legs so the back of the neck is long. Okay, now on your next inhale, shift your body weight forward into a plank pose. You might have to walk your feet back a step or 2. And stay here, round the upper back slightly, squeeze in the tummy. And then exhale, shift your hips back to downward facing dog. Again, inhale, come forward nice and slow into your plank. Exhale, shift back down dog. One more time, inhale, let's come forward to plank and stay in your plank for 3, 2, 1, exhale, bring your shoulders forward a little bit more and then bend your elbows for Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest for your upward facing dog. And as you exhale, let's come to downward facing dog. Toes on the ground, send your hips back. And take a nice deep breath here. Okay, next inhale, come forward again to your plank. And then exhale, slowly bend your elbows for Chaturanga. Inhale, flip the feet, lift the chest, upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, come to downward facing dog. Okay, next inhale, lift the heels, look forward, and start to walk towards the front of your mat. Feet together. Inhale, look forward, take a halfway lift with your spine. And then exhale, fold the chest down into the legs. 2 more times. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, folding, chest into the legs. 1 more. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold, chest to the legs. Next inhale, come all the way to standing, and then reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, relax your arms by the sides. Again, inhale, sweep your arms up, look up, get nice and long. Exhale, fold forward, bring your hands towards the ground. Inhale, look forward, take your halfway lift. And then exhale, walk your feet back to plank and bend your elbows nice and slow for Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest for upward facing dog. And as you exhale, come to downward facing dog and take a nice deep breath here. Okay, lift your heels, look forward. This time you can walk or hop lightly to the front of your mat. Inhale, look forward, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold the chest into the legs. Next inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, relax your arms by the sides. Okay. And inhale, let's take the arms back up. Get nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward, bring your hands to the ground. Inhale, look forward, find that halfway lift. And then exhale, hands on the ground. You can walk or jump back. Chaturanga, elbows bend. Inhale, lift the chest to your upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here. Okay, let's lift the heels, look forward, and again you can walk or hop to the front. Inhale, look forward, take your halfway lift. Exhale, folding chest into the legs. Next inhale, come to standing, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, relax your arms by the sides. Okay, next inhale, bend your knees, reach your hands up, find the chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, hands down. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, hands on the ground, walk or jump back. Elbows bending. Inhale, chest lifting, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, next inhale, stretch your right leg up and back towards the ceiling. Get that leg straight and strong. Lift the left heel, and then exhale, bring your right knee to your nose. Squeeze the belly, step your right foot up in between your hands. Inhale, reach both your arms up, coming into a high lunge position. Right knee stays bent. Squeezing your inner thighs towards the midline, and then reach the fingers a little bit higher. Take an inhale. Okay, now exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Shift the body weight forward. Top of the head reaches forward as you lift your left leg for Warrior 3. Think about pressing your left foot into the back wall as the top of the head reaches forward. Take the fingertips to the ground now and inhale, lift the chest. Now exhale, start to fold the chest in towards the right leg, standing splits. You're welcome to challenge your balance, taking your right hand to your right ankle. Maybe both hands to the right ankle. Keep lifting that left leg to the ceiling. 3, 2, and 1. Bring both your hands to the mat, and then step your left foot to the back of the mat. Take an inhale. Lift the head for a moment, and then exhale, straighten the right leg. Fold the chest down towards the right leg. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift your head. Okay, exhale, hands on the ground. Send your right leg back to plank, elbows bending, Chaturanga. Inhale, lifting the chest upward facing. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, take that left leg up and back behind you. Straight and strong left leg. Lift the right heel. Exhale, left knee to the nose, and gently step the foot up in between the hands. Inhale, rise up for that high lunge. Arms reaching up, left knee stays bent. Back leg is strong and squeeze the inner thighs towards the midline. Reach the fingers higher. Exhale, hands to the heart. Start to shift the body weight forward, all the weight into the left foot, and then lift the right leg up for warrior 3. Keep sending your right toes backwards as the crown of the head reaches forward. Now bring the fingertips to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold the chest down in towards that left leg. Send the right leg higher, and if you want to challenge your balance, left hand holds left ankle. Maybe both hands hold left ankle. Right foot reaches to the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Okay, both hands on the mat. And then gently step your right foot to the back of the mat. Take an inhale, look forward. And exhale, straighten the left leg. Fold the chest down in towards that left leg. Deep breathing. 3. Fold a little deeper. 2. 1. Next, inhale, lift the head, lengthen the spine, push your hands down into the mat. And then exhale, send the left leg back to plank, elbows bending, Chaturanga. Inhale, chest lifting for upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and put the knees on the ground. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna put the elbows on the ground. Have your elbows about shoulders distance apart. Okay, and your forearms can be parallel, but if the shoulders are a little bit tight, you might want to take your hands in a little bit closer together. That's also okay. Getting ready for Dolphin Pose. Okay, toes on the ground, lift your knees, and start to send your chest back towards your legs. So I'm going to look at my legs, so my head is in between my arms. If possible, you can straighten out your legs. If not, I bend my knees. Okay. And if you want to take it a little bit deeper, maybe 1 or 2 steps forward with your feet, but don't let your shoulders shift forward. Keep finding this opening through your chest, your shoulders, upper back, and we're breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from here, place your knees on the ground, take a child's pose. Relax your arms and shoulders, put your forehead down on the mat. Okay, now lift the head and come onto your hands and knees. Have your knees right under the hips and try not to let your hips move anymore. From here, we're just gonna walk the hands forward. Getting ready for Untitled. My arms stay straight, hands and arms stay about shoulders distance apart. And then I start to lower either my forehead or my chin down towards the mat. I keep pushing down through my hands and I'm breathing. And I'm keeping my arms very active. I'm stretching my fingers, even my shoulders are engaged. So I'm not just relaxing into the pose. I'm really keeping my arms and shoulders working as I press my upper body down. Okay, push into the ground, lift the head, and then from here, walk your hands back. And again, take a child's pose, but this time take your arms by your sides so the fingers point towards the back of your mat, and relax your shoulders down. Okay, let's go ahead and lift the head, and we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. All right, let's take an inhale. Stretch your right leg up and back towards the ceiling. Lift your left heel. And then exhale, take your right knee to the nose. Step your right foot up in between the hands. Go ahead and lower the left knee down onto the mat and start to shift the body weight forward, forward, forward. Bring both hands on the right leg. Okay, keep shifting your hips forward, lifting the chest upwards. Reach your hands to the ceiling. And then start to reach your arms back. Okay, now bend your right elbow and then use your left hand to pull the right elbow in towards your head. Okay, release the right arm, roll the left shoulder in, reach back and see if your hands can connect. Okay, if the hands don't connect behind you, you can hold onto your shirt or maybe find a little strap or towel. Lean the head back slightly, keep lifting the chest up. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, slowly release the hands. Bring the hands down to the mat. Okay, straighten the left leg. Step your right foot back. Bend your elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, chest lifting, upward facing. Exhale to downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, take your left leg up and back behind you. Lift your right heel. Exhale, left knee to the nose. Gently step the foot through. Lower the right knee down. Send the hips forward and place both hands on the left leg. Keep shifting your hips forward. Breathe in and lift up through your chest. And then next inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, reach the hands back. Bend your left elbow and use your right hand to pull that left elbow in. And then release your right arm out. Roll the shoulder in and then reach back. See if your hands connect. Or again, I can grab a towel, a strap, or hold my shirt. Lift the head, lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, lean back. Keep breathing. Okay, slowly release the hands. Exhale, hands on the ground, straighten your right leg, and step your left foot back to plank, elbows bend for Chaturanga. Inhale, chest lifting for upward facing. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Okay, on the next inhale, stretch your right leg up and back behind you. Now keep that leg lifted, bend the right knee, point your right knee at the ceiling, and then stretch your right toes over towards the left. Keep reaching over to the left, keep reaching. Your right hand will probably get lighter and lighter, and then maybe it comes off the ground, and I step the right foot behind me for a wild thing, pushing my hips and my chest to the ceiling, reaching my right arm to the front of my mat. Drop the head back, open the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from here, look down at your mat. Take your right hand to the mat. Take your right foot to the mat. Send your hips back. Come to downward facing dog. Okay, getting ready for the other side. Inhale, stretch your left leg up and back. Keep the leg lifted. Exhale, bend your left knee. Point your left knee at the ceiling. Roll that hip open. Stretch your left toes to the right. Keep reaching, 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 and then gently step your left foot onto the mat behind you, or the ground behind you. Push your hips and chest to the ceiling. Reach your left hand to the front side of the mat. Open the chest for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, look down. Left hand returns to the mat. Left foot returns to the mat. Elbows bending, Chaturanga. Inhale, chest lifting, upward facing. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Okay, now from here, put both your knees down on the mat. Okay, and then come on to stand on your knees. Flatten out the feet. And the feet and your knees should be about hips distance apart. Bring your hands to your hips. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze in the lower belly. Inhale into your chest. And then as you exhale, push the hips forward just a little bit. Roll the shoulders back. Think about lifting up through the chest. Look up towards the ceiling, leaning the head back. Okay, now from here, start to bring your hands onto your heels. Push the hands down into the feet and lift the chest up to the ceiling. Camel Pose. Make sure you're breathing. Open the chest. Okay, bring your hands back to your hips. Shift your hips forward. Lift your chest. Lift the head last. Okay, now sit on the heels. And take a breath here. Okay, now from here, we're gonna start inverting. Okay, so first we're gonna work on our forearm stand, Pincha Mayurasana. We wanna make sure we have a strong forearm stand before we start to add the back bending into it. But of course, if you're not comfortable balancing in the middle of the room, it's okay to have your forearm stand against a wall, right? That can also still be a very strong forearm stand. Okay, so if you need the wall, you can go ahead and face the wall. All right, so take your elbows down, shoulders distance apart, similar to when we were doing dolphin. You have the option to keep your forearms parallel, but for tight shoulders, bring the hands in a bit. Okay, the main thing is I don't want my elbows to start to spread out any wider. Okay, so keep them grounded down, lock them in their place. Okay, so we'll start by bringing the toes down, lift the knees. Okay, and start to walk the feet forward, but try not to let your shoulders move forward too much. Okay, for me, I like to gaze either at a spot in between my forearms or in between my wrists. Okay, lift one leg up to the ceiling. You can either jump or see if you can lift the other leg up. As your legs are lifting, think about squeezing the inner thighs towards the midline. Keep pushing down through your elbows, lifting up through your toes. Squeeze the legs together. And keep breathing. Okay, when you're ready, slowly, slowly coming down, feet on the ground, and we take a child's pose. Forehead down, shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed. Okay, lift the head. All right, if you want to work on your forearm stand just a few more times to feel really warmed up in that inversion, you can pause the video and just do it a few more times. Okay, so let's do this next. We're gonna work into wheel pose. So go ahead and lay down on your mat. Place the feet about hips distance apart, a little bit wider is okay. And then reach your arms overhead. Get your arms really long. Okay, now bend your elbows. Bring your hands next to your head. Lift your hips. Push down with your feet. Okay, and then push down with your hands. Place the top of the head on the mat. Make sure the elbows are shoulders distance apart. And then straighten the arms to lift the head off the ground. Okay, breathe into your wheel pose. Push into your feet, open the chest. Okay, now walk your hands forward towards your feet. 1 or 2 steps. And then bend your elbows. Put the top of the head on the ground. Now walk your hands forward towards your feet a little bit more so that you can put your elbows on the ground. Okay? Now push the elbows and hands into the ground and let your head lift. Breathing here. Okay, so we're in a wheel pose with the forearms on the ground. And keep opening through your upper back and your chest. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, place the top of the head on the ground. Walk your hands back. Lift your head a little bit, tuck your chin. And lower the shoulders and back on the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. And just stay for a few breaths. Okay, so in that posture with our forearms and elbows on the ground, it gives us a little bit of a sense of what it would feel like to be on our forearms while in a back bend, right? Which essentially is what scorpion's gonna be, except a little more balancing is going to be required. Okay, let's rock back and forth a few times. And when you're ready, rock all the way up to seated. Okay, so now it is time to work into our scorpion pose. Okay, so in our scorpion posture, we really want to make sure we are not rushing. Take your time, find that stable, and strong forearm stand first, okay? And then we want to start to work into that back bend only after the shoulders feel stable. Okay, so let's see if we can talk through this while in the posture. Okay, so like I said before, if you need that wall, no problem. Practice against a wall, but give yourself a bit of space so that your fingers are not super close to the wall, so that you actually have room to work on that back bend. Okay, elbows down, forearms down. Okay, first find your dolphin posture. Okay, and do not let your elbows open any wider. Walk your feet forward. Okay, lift one leg, kick or lift the other. First, find your forearm stand. Shoulders strong. And then shift your gaze forward so you're looking towards your fingertips. Now start to let your toes lean back a bit more and keep shifting your gaze forward. Keep shifting. And then start to bend your knees. Let your knees open apart, but toes keep touching together. Big toes touch. And then think about lifting your chest, looking towards the front of your mat, and let your toes reach closer and closer towards the top of your head. Open the chest. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Okay, push into your shoulders. Release the pose, come to child's pose. Okay, lift your head. And if you wish, you can put a pause in the video and try that a couple more times, right? But really be aware of how you're spending your energy. If you're really starting to get wiped out, right, just take a break. Right? Don't push through it, take a break. This is a lot on the shoulders, right? And it can be a lot, of course, on the lower back if we're not engaging our core muscles and using our legs and shoulders in the process, okay? So yeah, try that a couple more times. Let me know what you think. It is very challenging. It is not easy, okay? When you're ready to join me again, hit play, and we're gonna wind it down. Okay, have a seat. Take your legs out in front of you. Keep the legs straight and inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, reach forward. Allow your hands to land where they land. Maybe you hold your feet, or maybe you can hold your left wrist in front of your feet and fold down for Paschimottanasana. Forward folding, breathing. Okay, go ahead and inhale, lift your head. And then exhale, release the hands from your feet. Okay, we're gonna lie on our backs and keep the knees bent. Use your hands to hold the outer edges of the feet for a happy baby pose. Have your feet nice and wide and pull the feet downward so the knees are almost going to touch the ground next to you. Okay, pulling down with your hands and breathing here into the hips. Okay, now from here, hug your knees into the chest. Drop both knees to the right, open your left arm to the left. Come into a reclining twist. Gaze at your left hand or close your eyes. Okay, changing sides, come to center. Drop the knees to the left, open your right arm to the right. Gaze to the right or close your eyes and twist. All right, let's come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest and squeeze every muscle in your body. Take your forehead to your knees and squeeze your fingers and your toes and your arms and your legs and your belly and your butt and take a big inhale. Exhale, release and relax. Shavasana. Final resting pose. Relax your whole entire body. Allow your eyes to close. And return to your most natural way of breathing. Begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. And gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Turn your head slowly side to side. Stretch your arms overhead. Take a nice deep breath. Bend your knees. Roll to either side and slowly come up to seated. Find a comfortable sitting position. Allow your eyes to close. We'll end our class together by taking 3 deep breaths. Take an inhale, stretch your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, release the hands down. Again, inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhale, release the arms down. One more inhale, stretch it up. Palms touch at the top. Exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes, bow your head, and take a moment just to thank yourself for choosing to spend a little bit of your time today practicing yoga, treating your body, treating your mind to this practice. Okay, observe this calmness you've created in you and try to hold on to this feeling for as long as you can. Bring it into the rest of your day and into the rest of your week. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Have a great day. Hope to see you again. Bye-bye.